and welcome to Overtime. I'm Jeff Brightwell. Thanks for joining us for another edition. This week we come from the Finch Center on campus at the University of Memphis, home to Memphis men's basketball, their training facility. All the Tiger teams were on the road last week. Men's basketball stayed perfect. Softball got underway and track and field excelled. We've got a lot to get to, so let's get started. The men's basketball team was at Hattiesburg, Mississippi on Saturday afternoon with a big matchup with the Golden Eagles. The Tigers shot 56% from the field and 47% from behind the arc in an 89-76 win over Southern Mississippi. The Tigers jumped out to a quick 4-0 lead in the opening minute as Jaron Johnson found DJ Steffens on an alley-oop, followed by a jumper from Johnson. Memphis built up a 14-9 advantage with a fast break dunk from Shaq Goodwin and a three-point play from Johnson at the 15-10 mark. But then, Southern Miss came back and opened up a 21-17 lead. The Targ Black answered with 2 baskets down low to tie the game up midway through the half. Chris Crawford lit it up for Memphis with 4 straight triples and an assist to a Steffens dunk to make it 35-28. Memphis with 6:42 remaining. Memphis was not done yet. Johnson knocked down his second triple of the day, and Thomas hit a jumper in the final seconds of the half to put Memphis up 47-39. Moving on to the second half of action in Hattiesburg with the Tigers up 74-67. A jumper from Thomas brought Memphis advantage to 9 points before Johnson forced a Southern Miss turnover. That led to a fast break layup from Joe Jackson to put Memphis up 78-67. Johnson tied his career high of 20 points with that bucket and a triple at the 3:19 mark. It gave Memphis their largest lead at 14. Jaron Johnson set a career high with 25 points and tied career highs with 8 rebounds and 7 assists. Crawford added 16 off the bench, while Thomas and Steffens also reached double figures with 11 apiece. Also, our thoughts and prayers are with the Southern Miss family following Sunday afternoon's tornadoes down in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The win over Southern Miss keeps Memphis undefeated in Conference USA. It also gives the Tigers a 2-game lead with just 7 Conference USA games remaining. Memphis will return home Wednesday night at FedEx Forum as they host UCF. That game will be on the CBS Sports Network. And then Saturday, they go to Huntington, West Virginia to take on the Marshall Thundering Herd. That game also on the CBS Sports Network. Moving on to track and field, who had a big weekend at the Sanford Multi and Invitational, claiming 3 first-place finishes and recording 3 more program records. Kayla Thunderberg took first place and set a new program record in the 400-meter with an all-time high of 54.17. Thunderberg surpassed her own school record set in 2012 of 55.02. Maya Williamson broke her own school record and took first place at the women's 800-meter as she ran a time of 2:10.53. Williamson bested her previous program record of 2:11.31 set earlier this season. Now pulling double duty, the team of Kiana Neal, Monica Mason, Kayla Thunderberg, and Maya Williamson took first place and once again broke their own program record of the women's 4x400 meter relay with a time of 3:42.10. The group surpassed the record they set 1 week ago at the Mayo Invitational, 3:42.69. And Tyrell Ford placed first with a new personal best of 8:12 in the men's 60-meter hurdles. Both men's and women's track and field teams head to Cape Girardeau, Missouri on a Friday for the Red Hawk Invitational hosted by Southeast Missouri State, and that gets them prepared for the Conference USA Indoor Championships to be held on the 23rd. Moving on to men's tennis, who got back to their winning ways last Friday with a pair of 4-0 sweeps. Memphis started with Southern Illinois and made quick work of the Salukis. After number 1 and 2 doubles, each won 8-5. The Tigers' depth proved too much for Southern Illinois. Connor Glennon picked up an easy 6-2 win at the number 1 singles spot. And before the 2 and 3 players had a chance to finish, David O'Leary and David O'Hare took care of business at the 4 and 5 spots to clinch that 4-0 win. Tigers followed that win up with another dominant performance against Murray State, where again after sweeping doubles, both number 64 Joe Salisbury and number 70 Johnny Grimmel didn't get a chance to finish with their singles matches thanks to stellar play from their teammates who clinched the victory early, winning 5-0. Tigers travel to Nashville this Friday to take on in-state rival Vanderbilt in what proves to be a very tough test for the Memphis Tigers. Moving along now to softball, where the Tigers started their 2013 season this weekend at the Texas Classic in Austin. Starting out with a tough loss to North Texas, but followed them up with a nice 7-5 win over Texas A&M Corpus Christi on Friday. Then on Saturday, they took on the number 7 Texas Longhorns for a televised game. The Tigers held Texas scoreless through 4 innings, but a 3-1 fifth inning proved too much, and it pushed the Longhorns past the Memphis Tigers. Following that ball game, we caught up with head coach Natalie Poole.
There were some positives to the game and some negatives. I definitely think that, to win against the team that's number 7 in the country, you have to play a defensively perfect game or as close to it as possible. And I feel like we didn't do that. I feel like we made some mistakes that cost us. Maybe didn't cost us the run right then, but it cost us after that. And we faced some good hitters. And whenever you make mistakes and leave, base runners on, then you leave yourself open. And I think that's what we did. And I'd like to see that be better. I think if we could have cleaned that up, it would have been a definitely closer ball game.
Memphis dropped 2 more games, falling to North Texas 9-1 Saturday night, then fell 3-0 to Texas A&M Corpus Christi on Sunday. The softball team will now head to Baton Rouge, Louisiana for the LSU Purple and Gold Challenge. Women's basketball had just 1 game last week, going to Orlando, Florida on Sunday afternoon. The Knights jumped out on Memphis by 15 points at the half. The Tigers were never able to recover in an 83-62 loss to the Knights. The loss drops the Memphis Tigers to 4-5 in Conference USA. That puts them currently in 6th place. A pair of home games for Melissa McFerrin's Tigers this week, as Thursday night they'll host UAB, then Sunday afternoon a battle with first place SMU. Baseball gets underway this weekend, hosting a 3-game series with Illinois State at FedEx Park. Starting Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, all-conference left-hander Sam Maul takes the hill for the Tigers on opening day. It's time now for another edition of Tiger Talk on Overtime, and this week we caught up with one of the most popular Tigers, DJ Steffens.
Speechless. There's not really too much you can say to describe DJ because it's something that hasn't been seen yet. It hasn't been classified yet. So I don't think I'm one to classify it for him. It's something he's going to define on his own.
DJ is amazing. I mean, he's a do-it-all player. I mean, he didn't come in here with the 5-star ranking, McDonald's All-American ranking, but he's one of those guys that get the job done. And he throws his body on the line. He leaves everything out on the floor. I haven't seen a game yet that he hasn't competed to his ability. He went beyond. And coming in, having a double-double the first half, that's amazing.
You got to love DJ, man. Nobody plays harder than him. And, I mean, when he plays hard, it really rubs off on everybody else. And everybody else playing hard, you get that kind of game. It was a fun game. Everybody having fun. Everybody smiling. So it was nice.
DJ's one of the top 5 Tigers. Here's my 4. And everyone, the 5th's up for debate. In no particular order: Keith Lee, Larry Finch, Penny Hardaway, DJ Steffens. The 5th's up for debate. But that's my 4. I don't know who the 5th is.
Pretty amazing. It's got to be pretty special to hear. I mean, you get to hear stuff for fans. I always love the players, but what's it like to hear your teammates, your coaches talk like that?
It means a lot because usually you don't hear your teammates really praise you too much or stuff like that. But for them to say stuff like that, it actually means a lot to me. As I was hearing them saying it, you could see me smiling because they actually really feel that way about me if that's what they said, and it means a lot to me that they care about me and they feel that I'm special in a way or I have a talent or something like that. But I really appreciate them saying that. I might thank them later on.
Did you ever have imagined that from that recruiting process, a really quick recruiting process and very late in that journey to where you are now as one of the most popular Tigers to ever step on the floor?
It's crazy because when I came here, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I couldn't have imagined the things that I'd be doing today. I wouldn't have thought I'd be sitting here having this interview with you right now. I didn't know exactly what I was doing by signing that paper. But I'm glad I did because it's opened many doors for me. I've grown as a person since I've been here. I'm loved by a city and I love it back just because the city cares so much about me. It was funny because Coach Pashner had the mayor come and speak to us, and he said, the funny thing is that we're more important than he is to this city. So I just thought that was kind of funny for us to just hear that, and for the mayor to actually tell us that was kind of funny to me.
DJ, tell us a little bit off the court. We know so much about your basketball life on the floor. We see it at FedEx Forum, on the TV, hear about you on the radio, on the internet, but Who's DJ off the floor? What do you like to do away from basketball?
DJ Steffens off the court. My mom, I was raised by my mom and my dad. I was always a kid that liked to watch movies or go outside and play basketball, but I was always a homebody. I don't like to, I like to get out sometimes, but if I had to pick between going out and doing something or hanging out at home and watching movies, I'd do that. And I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend and just hanging out at home and watching movies and stuff like that. And I'll actually be I'm pretty sure you guys know, but I'll be a father soon. And I'll be starting my family, and I'm ecstatic about this because it actually makes me feel like an adult now. I mean, being 22, I just turned 22 in December. I didn't feel quite like a kid, but I didn't feel quite like an adult. But knowing that I'll be able to start a family and I'm having a kid soon, it makes me feel like I'm growing up a little bit. And it just means so much to me to know that me and somebody else created a human being, and this human being will be a part of the world soon. And just to be able to create a child, it means a lot to me. I mean, I would have never imagined that at 22 I would have been having a kid, but it's not something I'm upset about. I mean, I'm happy about it.
DJ, it's been a lot of fun on and off the court to get to know you. Thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
You can catch the entire interview with DJ Steffens on Tiger Talk by logging on to the Memphis Tiger Network YouTube page. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and for all videos, go to the Memphis Tiger Network YouTube page. And don't forget, for all official releases and information, go to GoTigersGo.com. For another edition of Overtime, I'm Jeff Brightwell.